Good morning, grade 4 students. How are you? Welcome to a new lecture. This is lecture number 2 for semester 3, week 30. In this lecture, we are going to read and spell words with R controlled vowels, R and OR. Recall the features of expository genre. Retell the important information of a text to make a summary. Use prefixes as a way to deduce meanings of new words. Read and understand the lesson animal adaptation. For resources, you can refer to exercises in this lecture and the phonics page 49 till 53, plus the reading writing workshop book, pages 136 till 143. So we're going to have phonics, vocabulary words, genre, and prefixes, and the lesson plus the comprehension questions. The phonics, as I said, these are about the R controlled vowels or the bossy R, bossy R. When I say R, you can see the sound of the A becomes strong, okay? Or we can say that the R, letter R, takes the sound from the letter A. Usually letter A sounds ah. I do not read this as star, right? I say star. So the bossy R takes over the rule of the vowel. So here I have arc, jar, garden. Now, in the second one, I have or. So you can see the strong sound of the letter R. Or, as in corn. The letter R takes over the sound of the letter O. It looks like there is no O in the word. Storm, say the or sound. Storm, pour, bore. Now, this is the list of words that we need to study. We have the word dart, warn, morning, warp, smart, argue, guard, stormy, stork, door, charge, spark, award, core, cord, fort, carpet, target, backyard, and bore. This spelling list is found on your phonics practice pages 50 till 53. So you can open the phonics book now and read these words and try to sort them according to the letter pattern. Like R, we have charge, dart, spark, target, argue, guard, carpet, warp, award, smart, backyard. For or, I have stork, morning, cord, warn, stormy, fort. Or, like bore or core. Or with double O, I have the word door. Let's find out the meaning of some of these words. For example, the word dart is referred to to the arrow, to this arrow. This is a target, okay? This is a target or the bullseye. So here the arrow is also called dart. A guard is like a security man. The guard protects our building. The word warp is the curve in a flat surface. A curve in a flat surface is called warp. Stork is this kind of birds. We call it a stork. Cord is another word for cable, for example. Worn means used up. Worn is the opposite of new. These gloves are old and completely worn. A fort. A fort is what we make to protect a house or a castle. It's like a fence. You build a fence in order to protect the house. Bore. Bore means not excited about something, like when you feel bored. These are the words that we need to practice solving, page 52. An analogy is a statement that compares sets of words. Write the spelling word to complete each analogy below. Dollar is to bill as a prize is to award. How do I know? The analogy here is synonyms. Dollar means bill. So which word has the same meaning as a prize? It's the word award. Laugh is to cry. I have opposites. Laugh is the opposite of a cry. As agree is to argue. Opposite of agree is argue. Eat is to dine. Here I have synonyms. They both mean the same. As curve is to warp. Begin is to end. So these are opposites. As excite is to bore. Powerful is to strong. As bright is to smart. Powerful and strong are synonyms. So bright and smart are also synonyms. White is to black. These are opposites, as in new is to worn. New is the opposite of worn. Jet is to plane. Here I have synonyms. Bullseye is to target. Write the spelling word that matches each definition below. Rug means carpet. Rope or cable means cord. Area behind a house, that's a backyard. Place for soldiers, where a picture of the house are surrounded by a fence, so that's a fort. One who watches, that's the security man or the guard. Rainy goes with stormy. Dawn goes with morning. Tiny fire, that's a spark. In an entrance, usually we have a door. Thrown in a garbage, that is, thrown in a game, that is the dart, the arrow that I showed you. Large bird, that's the stork. Center means core. Electricity means also charge. Vocabulary words, I have the word camouflaged, dribbles, extraordinary, poisonous, pounce, predator, prey, vibrations. Let's start with the word camouflaged. Look at the picture here. Can you see the letters camouflaged? Can you see them here? Something camouflaged is hidden by looking like its surroundings. You see, the word camouflaged is already hidden because it looks like the surrounding. It's hard to see the camouflaged insect because it blends in with the leaf. This insect is camouflaged. It replicates the same colors of the leaf. How are the words camouflaged and hidden similar? Here I have the word dribbles. To dribble is to flow or let flow in small drops. Water dribbles from the leaky faucet all night. Name something else that dribbles. So dribbles means to leak or to let flow in small drops. Let's watch this small video together.
Camouflaged. Something camouflaged is hidden by looking like its surroundings.
So this is the word camouflaged.
Dribbles. To dribble is to flow or let flow in small drops.
You can see from this video, from this small clip, how the water is dribbling. Extraordinary. Something extraordinary is very unusual or remarkable. Extraordinary, unusual, or remarkable. For example, the owl has an extraordinary ability to stare for a long time without blinking. What is an antonym for extraordinary? Second word, I have poisonous. This is word number 4, poisonous. Something poisonous harms or kills by chemical actions because it's poison. Some wild mushrooms can make you sick because they are poisonous. What other things are poisonous? Maybe plants or animals. Think of examples. Let's watch this small clip together.
Extraordinary. Something extraordinary is very unusual or remarkable.
That's creepy. Now I have the word pounce. To pounce is to leap or spring suddenly in attack. Do you see? This bobcat pounce. The bobcat likes to pounce on fish in the river. It means it's leaping or springs suddenly. What other animals pounce? Next, I have the word predator. A predator is an animal that lives by hunting other animals for food. For example, a leopard is a fierce predator that can catch most animals that it hunts. Explain why a hawk is a predator. Prey. Of course, we have a predator and we have a prey. An animal that is hunted by another animal is its prey. The Venus flytrap plant traps its prey inside its sticky leaves. So this plant is called Venus flytrap plant. What is an antonym for prey, opposite of a prey? We said it before. Here I have the word vibrations. Vibrations are rapid motions back and forth or up and down. For example, Eric plucked his guitar strings, causing vibrations as the strings moved quickly back and forth. Of course, the vibrations will generate musical sounds, musical notes. What else can make vibrations? Let's watch this small clip about vibrations.
Vibrations. Vibrations are rapid motions back and forth or up and down.
Now we have this one, the use vocabulary words. We're going to solve it together. And the other one, the crossword, is an assignment for you. You can send it to me. You can send me the solution and you will get 5 bonus points. Circle true or false for each vocabulary and concept word. Number 1, cats might try to pounce on mice. Cats, they might leap, spring in an attack. Do you think it's a true or false? It's a true, of course. Number 2, corn cobs might be prey for coyotes. The corn cobs is the full corn. That's what they mean by corn cobs. Might be prey for coyotes. Do you think corn are animals that can be prey for other animals? That's completely wrong. Water often easily dribbles onto a baby's chin. What do you think of that when the baby drinks water? That is true. A bear is a poisonous animal. I don't think it's poisonous. It's wild and dangerous, but it's not poisonous. People usually consider a shooting star to be an extraordinary sight. What do you think of a shooting star? It is an extraordinary sight, or remarkable, or unusual. You might feel vibrations from the ground during an earthquake. Do you agree with that? Do you feel vibrations from the ground if there was an earthquake? Yes, of course. A purple frog would be camouflaged in the forest. Well, the forest has green grass and leaves, right? And the frog is purple. So it will be hard for the frog to be camouflaged. So the answer is false. Zebras and other animals that eat plants are predators. Predators do not eat plants actually. They chase other animals. So this one is false for sure. Now let's watch this small video together.
Adaptations. What helps an animal survive? Animals have many useful adaptations. Camouflage is just one adaptation animals might use to survive. Can you see the owl? The desert is a difficult place to survive. Camels have humps that are made of fat and can weigh up to 80 pounds. These humps allow the camel to survive for up to 2 weeks without food. The long snout and sharp claws of an armadillo help it reach a rich food source, ants. And what safer shelter can a turtle have than its own hard shell?
So in this video, we are going to answer a few questions. For example, what helps an animal survive? For example, the owl. What helps the owl to survive? It's camouflage. What about the camel? The humps that store fats. They can last for 2 weeks without food. The armadillo, its long snout in order to dig in the ground and find food, especially ants. What about the turtle? Its hard shell. Now we're going to move on to our lesson, um, animal adaptations. You can find this on page 136 from your book, on your book. Let's start reading. What would you do if you saw a skunk raise his tail? If you knew anything about skunks, you would run in the opposite direction. Skunks have a built-in survival system. They can blast a predator with a horrible smelling spray produced by the glands under their tails. The special ways that animals have to survive are called adaptations. These include physical traits such as the skunk's spray and animals with bright colors and markings that warn predators that they are poisonous. Some animals can sense the smallest vibrations in the ground. Others hear sounds from miles away. All these physical adaptations, these are traits that were born with these animals, okay? Because we have another type of adaptation, which is behavioral. An adaptation can also be a behavioral trait. An example of a behavioral trait would be birds that migrate south every winter to avoid harsh temperature. So, a behavioral trait is like migration. So, it's something that animals do in order to survive. Let's read look at this picture. This is a skunk. Let's read the caption. When a skunk turns and sprays a predator, the foul smelling mist can travel up to 10 feet. Try to think of these questions and read these two paragraphs again in order to find their answers. What is one adaptation a skunk has? Give one example of adaptation as a physical trait and another one for behavioral trait. Staying warm. Brr. Imagine living in a place where the average annual temperature is an extraordinary 10 to 20 Fahrenheit. Welcome to the Arctic tundra of Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Russia, home of the caribou. To stay warm, caribou have 2 layers of fur. This is physical trait, and a thick layer of fat. They also have compact bodies. Only 4 or 5 feet long, caribou can weigh over 500 pounds. The tip of the caribou's nose and mouth is called a muzzle. It is covered in short hair. This hair helps to warm the air before they inhale it into their lungs. It also helps to keep them warm as they push snow aside to find food. So this paragraph, they are talking mainly about caribous, about caribou, sorry, the physical trait, which is the layers, the two layers of fur and the thick layer of fat. They also have their nose and mouth together, called a muzzle, and it is the muzzle is covered with short hair, and this short hair warms the air before they inhale it. So describe one physical adaptation that caribou have. Describe the caribou's muzzle and how it helps them to survive. Next, I have finding food. We're still talking about caribou. Every day, a caribou eats over 6 pounds of lichen. Caribou have unusual stomachs. The stomach's four chambers are designed to digest lichen. It is one of the few foods they can find in the winter. Even so, caribou still have a tough time in the coldest part of winter when their food sources decline. So the food source decline, it doesn't vanish, but it declines. That is why they travel, but they have to survive. They have to travel from the tundra to a large forest area where food is easier to find. When the melting snow dribbles into streams, they know that it's time to return up north. North. Describe one behavioral adaptation that caribou have. So it's not something they have, they were born with it. It's something they do in order to escape the harsh temperature or to find food. Insects. Look closely, insects in disguise. Look closely at the photo of the tree branch. This is the tree branch, you see it? This one, it's a big tree branch and this is a small tree branch. Can you spot the insect? What? There is no insect here. It is a phasmid. Some phasmids are known as leaf insects. They are talking about this one. This is a phasmid. Some of them are called leaf insects or walking sticks. Phasmids look like leaves or twigs like these branches. These insects can change colors to really blend in with their surroundings. In this way, they are camouflaged from predators. It looks like just a branch. It's as if they disappear from sight. These insects are nocturnal, which means that they are active at night. So nocturnal means they are active at night. This is another adaptation that helps them avoid the predators. It is hard to spot these insects in daylight, let alone at night. So see, these insects are really rare to find because they have a good physical trait and good behavioral trait. And I want you to list one of these, one for each. Water, please. In Florida's vast Everglades ecosystem, the dry season is brutal for many plants and animals. Alligators have found a way to survive these dry conditions in the freshwater marshes. They use their feet and snouts to clear dirt from holes in the limestone bedrock. It's limestone is some types of rocks, but it's easy to dig a hole inside them. When the ground dries up, the alligators can drink from their water holes. Other species benefit from these water holes too. Plants grow there. Other animals find water to survive the dry season. However, the animals that visit alligator holes become easy prey. The normally motionless alligator may pounce on them without warning, but luckily Alligators eat only a few times each month. Many animals take their chances and revisit the alligator hole when they need water. In the end, it's all about survival. So here we have this question: why do animals revisit the alligator's hole for water even though they might get caught by the alligator? It's dangerous, they may lose their lives. And second one, how do porcupines survive in nature? At the end, I have what is the genre of this text and why. These two questions are for discussion. Now, our skill that we need to practice is how to summarize. When you summarize, you retell the most important details in a paragraph or section of text. Summarize sections of animal adaptation to help you understand the information. We are going to summarize the text orally. You should copy it on the worksheet as a summary assignment. We already studied about prefixes. We are going to find the meaning of the word unusual, disappear, and revisit. Keep in mind that un means not, re means again, and this means opposite of. Now, this is the summary that we're going to do it orally. I really prefer that you do it and you be prepared for our Zoom session. That is the end of our lecture. Thanks for listening and see you soon.